Spoken idioms in action number 1! This is the second video in the series of the spoken idioms of my revival of idioms. Once again, I'm going to try this out again, and I will probably try to finish all the rest of the books that I've read. Here is the list of today's content. As a result, as a rule, as far as I know, as long as well, at any rate, at the back of your mind, at this rate, be a tall order, be my guest. Let's start off with the first comic. Paul didn't read the book that his teacher told us to read. Paul. As a result, he couldn't answer any of the questions in the exam. Sounds very like Paul. As a result of failing the exam, Paul was banned from watching TV in his room. You deserve it, Paul. This means that he now has lots of time to read the book. Well, quite a classic in my opinion. Now here, as a result itself is quite self-explanatory too. It emphasizes that something happens directly because of something else that you have just mentioned. It's like cause and effect. With a cause and a result. That's pretty much the whole point of this. And I think you understand what as a result means now, right? Most of my viewers are probably older now. Alright, let's start off with the next one. Number 12. I enjoy my work as a postman. I don't have any trouble with people or their pets as a rule, but there are exceptions to every rule. Sometimes I'm very glad that having an outdoor job keeps me fit. There's only one rule that no one can break. You can't break the rules of physics unless you are a quantum atom. Unless you follow the rules of quantum mechanics, then you can break the laws of physics as much as you want. Alright, now, speaking of rules, the idiom here is as a rule. As a rule basically means that you usually do it. It's that simple. You usually do it. There's nothing else to explain in this comic. I haven't read anything in the newspapers. I haven't seen anything on TV. Nobody has called me on the phone to tell me anything. So, as far as I know, the match hasn't been cancelled and we can still go see it on Sunday. Now, our 13th idiom for this book is that as far as I know. Now, as far as I know, as this comic itself suggests, is that it shows that you have some information about a subject. However, you are not certain whether that information is correct. Like, for example, there isn't anyone left inside this building, this building which is on fire, as far as I know. As far as I know, I can just lock the key and expect that no one will come in and barge in for help or have to spend the night there. And I'm not sure how they're going to get food or breakfast or even sleep without being caught by the security camera. But yeah, if they somehow do it, it works. So as far as I know, the match hasn't been cancelled and we can still go see it on Sunday. Alright, our 14th idiom is as long as. I don't care if I don't see anything. Why is it granny on a roller coaster? As far as we get to the ends, okay, actually that's not the next panel. The next panel's down here. I don't care if I'm not enjoying something that costs a lot of money. As long as we all get to the ends safely, I shall be perfectly happy. That granny is quite chill for a granny. I'm even surprised that this guy is like, oh wow. He's probably reacting towards the little kid crying, and he's like, wow, maybe we should stop this. But the granny somehow is like, this is okay, this is fine. I think this is fine at least. Now, as long as literally explains itself, it's like the word if. It's like another way of saying if we all get to the end safely, which I can use here. As long as I get enough money, if I get enough money, I can just go out with my friends. Alright, now it's time for the 15th idiom here too. Mummy, can I invite some more people to my party? Who else do you want to invite? I'd like to invite some girls from my ballet class as well. You mean as well as your cousins, your school friends, and the girls from your gym club and the guides? Mummy, you wouldn't like it if I was unpopular, would you? Now, okay, guy, nice voice acting. I still have my dubbing days inside of me, I suppose. Anyways, that's besides the point. Here, our 15th idiom here is as well. Now, as well here is that as well means also or too, and when you use also or too here, you can always just use them in place. Like, if I replace the sentence with also, I'd like to invite some girls to my ballet class also. I guess in this case it's too. I'd like to invite some girls from my ballet class too. You mean also your cousins, your school friends, and the girls from your gym club and the guides? Well, I guess you could also use too here. You mean to your... Okay, never mind, it's also. But what kind of comes out in this comic for me is that, Mummy, you wouldn't like it if I was unpopular, would you? This was quite direct and brief, and it kind of makes it look like very greedy. When I was a little kid, I was thinking this was quite normal, but now that I've grown up and I'm still quite inexperienced here, well then, this works out pretty well. As well as you can go ahead and eat pie, you will be able to go ahead and bake the pie. That makes no sentence, but at least it's grammatically correct. Alright, now it's time for our 16th idiom here. At any rate. It might be a genuine picanto. At any rate, that's what the expert said. It's worth a lot of money, perhaps, but I think it's a fabulous picture, whether it's valuable or not. So you get a lot of enjoyment out of it, at any rate. Now here our idiom is at any rate, as shown here and here. At any rate means that whatever happens or whatever anyone else says or does. This is pretty much what it says. It might be a genuine Picanto at any rate. That's what the expert said at least, but I pretty much tend to believe the expert myself. Now it's time for our 17th idiom here. Lisa was doing her best to enjoy the party, but there was a small worry at the back of her mind. Reminds me of Inside Out 2. Anyone, huh? Had she remembered to lock the door when she left the house? Ooh, a paranoid girl. Love it. It was no good. She had to go home and check. Otherwise, she wouldn't enjoy the party at all. That's very paranoid, to be honest. No. Here's how it goes. At the back of your mind. If you have something such as an idea at all in the back of your mind, you have not forgotten about it at all. Like, if you are going ahead and thinking about something, but you're trying to push it away because you don't want to worry about it, you're still kind of worrying about it. It's just that you don't want to express it internally. Yeah, like Disney is probably thinking about reviving certain shows, like How They Did It to Phineas and Ferb, at the back of her mind. I'm waiting for the season 5 release of Phineas and Ferb. I was quite a big fan of the season 4, like the original shows 10 years ago, when I was like 4. Can't believe I was watching that when I was 4. Alright, now it's time for our 18th idiom too. Samantha is simply walking to town. Sounds very Asian, except in this case, she's American. I know she stays up half the night, and that isn't good for her. At this rate, she'll make herself ill. That won't help her pass her exams. I mean, technically, that means she'll have extra time to study. She can always take the makeup exams, I suppose. But here, of course, our idiom is at this rate. Now, at this rate means that it's kind of self-explanatory. If the situation continues at the rate that it's going at, if the situation keeps going, developing in the same way, at the same speed as it is doing right now, then this will happen. Like, at any rate, if I go ahead and keep studying and I just mixed up my sentence. Here, here's an example. At this rate, if I keep procrastinating by doing this, well then I will never pass my exams, and I will fail all my subjects except PE, because I love PE. And then you fail PE. Wow. How do you even fail PE? Alright, now it's time for the 19th idiom for today. Be a tall order. If you say that something is quite a tall order, you mean that that thing is difficult to achieve. Here we go, here's the narration of the comic. Matthew had always wanted to be an actor, so he was very pleased when he was given the leading part in the school play. I have experience in this, and I never want to do this again. It was a very long part. He knew that learning all the lines would be a tall order, but he was determined to give a perfect performance on the first night. Now, I tried acting once, and not like acting as in a play, I also had to do a musical, and somehow I was cast as the lead male. Well, child male, I suppose. And I only had to sing one song, but that was quite terrible. I'd rather stick with voice acting. Voice acting is my thing. That's why I like animating as well, too. Also, I haven't made an animation for a while. I am planning on making animation soon. How else am I going to do special effects? Now, as the idiom suggests, I already told you the meaning of a tall order, but I want to explain the meaning of it again using this comic. Now, a tall order here, you can already infer that this thing is like, it's very difficult to achieve because you are the lead part, the actual lead part, and the lead always gets the most lines, unlike some of the backup actors, I suppose. Unless you're backup towards the lead actor, well, then you don't have to memorize that many lines. But if you are backup to the lead actor, well, you have to memorize a little more lines. No, not even a little more, heck of a lot more lines. So be a tall order literally means that you're going ahead and you are, well, trying to do something difficult. Next up, we have Be My Guest. Mr. Locke is a security expert. He advises people on how to keep themselves and their property safe. He says, don't make it easy for the criminal. Valuable things that are left on display are a temptation for the thief. Doors and windows that are left unlocked are an open invitation to the burglars. And if you carry your wallet like this, you're saying to a pickpocket, if you want to rob me, be my guest. I haven't done anything like that for so long. I kind of miss my voice acting days. Here we go. If you want to rob me, be my guest. This is quite the idiom here too. Be my guest is another way of saying, please do this, or yes, do this. In this way, though, it's kind of a comedic because he says that if you carry a wallet like this, you are saying a pickpocket, if you want to rob me, be my guest. And China and themselves, the Chinese police themselves have actually did this experiment where they allowed policemen to pickpocket people's iPhones. Obviously, they returned the iPhones, but this was quite revolutionary because it showed that people are quite incompetent at putting their phones and are careless. It's like, is this your iPhone, man? Oh, did I drop it? No, I stole it. What? You're a police officer. Oh, are you a fake? Show me your ID. No, miss. I am very real. I'm very real. This is quite real. Here's proof too. Why would you record yourself, pickpocket? That's quite the reaction what I would do, except I own an iPhone, but I don't take it out of my house, unless on special occasions. But be my guest literally means yes, or please do this in a quite friendly way. Now here's a preview of the next 10 idioms I'll be talking about in the next episode too. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope to see you guys soon. And until next time, Sean out peace. Bye bye!